early Tuesday morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lady Nyca in with another edition of Things That Matter. That's what we call these social injustice type of pieces that I do that are non-celebrity related. Things that matter, honey. And this is a caution to all of you Buffalo Wild Wing people that like to go over there and get them people your money. This story I found over on CNN. I will link it down into the pinned comment so that you can go over and read it for yourself. But it seems to be that a Buffalo Wild Wing restaurant in Illinois asked a group of adults and children that included African Americans to move to other tables because of a regular patron sitting nearby objected to their presence. Two members of the group said. The employees told the patrons that. The restaurant chain said it has fired the two employees. We take this incident very seriously and after conducting a thorough internal investigation have terminated the employees involved, the restaurant said in a statement. Buffalo Wild Wings values an inclusive environment and has set a zero tolerance for discrimination of any kind. Marcus Riley, a young basketball coach who is black, appeared Monday night on CNN Tonight with Don Lemon and said the following encounter he was faced with the difficult task of explaining what happened to his young team. They immediately thought that we had done something wrong, he told Lemon. He said the kids thought their party was in the wrong because the group decided to leave the restaurant. I had to say to them, we're not wrong. What we're doing is what we're choosing to do, which is spend our money somewhere else because we're not appreciated here. I explained everything else to them in life on the basketball court, but I never thought I'd have to explain something about race and color to a body of 10 to 12-year-olds. Ain't that something? The encounter grabbed the public's attention after Mary Vall, one of the adults in the group, posted about it on her Facebook. Vall said that a group of 6 adults and 12 children, boys on a basketball team, arrived at the restaurant in Naperville outside of Chicago on October the 26th, and most of them were African Americans, she said. Riley said Justin Ball, Mary's husband, was greeted by the host, and right away he was asked what ethnicity was our party, and it really just started from there. Mary Vall wrote on her Facebook that while their tables were getting set up, her husband asked the host why their race mattered. The host responded that a table with 2 of their regular customers were next to where they were to be seated and didn't want us sitting there because he was racist, she wrote. Then went ahead and took the tables that they had been set up for them to deny satisfaction to the complainer, who was staring at them while they were being seated, she wrote. The group ordered drinks and appetizers, and Val noticed an employee talking to the racist table, she wrote. The employee then approached the group and said that their seats were reserved and they would have to move, Val wrote. They politely declined to be moved, she wrote. The waitress said the complainant was a regular and known for being a racist, Val wrote. The next, the service manager approached the group and told them that the seats were reserved by a party of 18 that called in, despite there being no reserved signs on the table, she wrote. The group left and went to Hooters to continue the birthday celebrations, she wrote. In 2019, this type of behavior should not be accepted because of certain views. If you don't want to sit next to a person of a particular race in a public restaurant, then you should probably eat dinner in the comfort of your own home. That is what Mary Vall said on Facebook, and I 100% agree with her. Cannon Lambert, a lawyer who has also talked with Lemon Monday night, said the restaurant's response wasn't enough. If they're now talking about instituting training programs, the fear that I have is that it suggests that they weren't programs in place before, or if they were not clearly sufficient. He said that things like this should never happen. It would have been a really nice situation where if the restaurant was aware of the unfortunate views of this particular couple, that instead of supporting them in their conduct, they would have said publicly, listen, everyone is welcome here and we are all invited into this establishment and cannot wait to see them serviced. That's what I agree with that lawyer as well. See, the thing about it again, he goes just another reason, another incident, another example of what I said in a previous video when I spoke about a teacher over in California who decided that it would be a great idea to don blackface and dress like the rapper Common and go to school. That's an educator that decided to do that. Now he's sitting over there on suspension waiting the outcome of this investigation, and I made it clear I feel as if he should lose his job because that was unprofessional and disrespectful, and he don't need to keep his job. I am not saddened by these two employees over at the Buffalo Wild Wings restaurant in Naperville, Illinois, because you were out of line. There is no way. It don't say that on the door of not one Buffalo Wild Wing restaurant I've ever patronized. Does it say anything about me not being able to be seated in a spot that is available for me to be sat in, provided that a regular customer is not in there who happens to be racist. If you racist in America today, you need to stay your ass at home, because where are you gonna go? Where are you going to go in this world where you're not going to run into people of all colors, all ethnicities? And if you are still caught up in that Jim Crow era of thinking that black people can only go to certain places and you can still dictate to them where they sit inside of restaurants today here in America, then you are sadly mistaken and still living in the past, honey. It's a new day. And although Trump has made a lot of people feel comfortable who carried these ideas and values all along, he's made them comfortable to come out and publicly say certain things. We have to let them know that although you may say it, there are consequences for your actions. I feel like that Buffalo Wild Wings, although it was a good move to remove the employees, I also think that if you are just now starting training programs to be most sensitive, teach them how basically to interact with your employees, to interact with people of all races, that's something that should have been done anyway. I agree with the lawyer who said that should have already been implemented, and by you saying that you're going to do it now, only signifies that it was never implemented, or whatever you were teaching wasn't sufficient, because things like this should not happen. If I pay my money, I should be able to go wherever it is that I want to go. And I applaud these people who got up and left. Because if I can't be respected, I don't need to spend my dollar there. That's what a lot more people of color need to understand. We are a very part of the population of consumers. We have power in our dollars, our spending dollars. If you don't feel that you're being treated with respect and dignity that is owed to you as a person and a consumer, then why are you steady spending your money with these people? That's why I side-eye people that be looking over there trying to go buy Gucci and all that. Some of these companies don't even like you, and they've made it perfectly clear that their brands are not really made for you. Just because you can afford it, then why would you still want to buy it? Why would you want to wear that? I'm in the mindset that I go where I'm celebrated and not tolerated. Okay? So I don't feel that this restaurant did as much as they should. Kids don't know about racism. That's not inbred in them. That is something that is taught at home. And it's a shame that you have to try to sit down and explain to some kids that's between the age of 10 and 12 years old why y'all had to leave the restaurant to which they were at celebrating. It's a shame you got to break down racism to children, innocent minds, who these kids don't have it in them to have hate in their heart for nobody because of the color of their skin. That's something that's taught at home. And it's sad that we have to have these conversations, but unfortunately, in the world we live today, we do have to have these conversations with our children. We have to prepare them, because not everybody is going to treat you with respect and dignity, and you don't have to have done anything. In the words of Martin Luther King, they would judge you by the color of your skin, opposed to judging you by the content of your character, which is what he had hoped would be the dream. That's the dream that he had for us. Unfortunately, in 2019, we still waiting on this dream to materialize completely, because we still being judged simply by how we look and the color of our skin. And you don't even know you don't know my story, you don't know anything about me. Just because I walk in the door and you see a black person, you've already made your mind up about me already. That's unfair, that's racist, and to be honest with you, that's ignorant as hell to me. As always, I will link the article to which I'm discussing right now. I'll link it down in the pinned comments for you can go over and read it for yourself. And I'll end this as I end all videos. Remember, the depth of your struggle will determine the height of your success. In the meantime, in between time, please remember to rate the video. Ratings get me recognized on these YouTube streets, honey. Comment down below in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this. Are you a Patreon of Buffalo Wild Wing? If you are, does this make you feel any kind of ways as if you will not spend your money with them again? Let me know how you feel. Sound off in the comments. If you have not subscribed to the channel already, please subscribe to my channel, and also tap your notification bell button and set it to all, so that each and every time I drop a pre-recorded video or go live from this channel, you guys will be notified and you can come over and join in the conversation. Have a great remainder to your Tuesday early morning. I will see you guys later on in the day. Peace.